My name is Cynthia English, and I am an advocate for the homeless. I have many years of lived experience and about 25 years of advocating for people who were either in shelter, street homeless, or unstably housed. So when I was in my late 30s, having been diagnosed with bipolar 1 disorder and anxiety and panic disorder and a couple other diagnoses, my bipolar 1 got really, really bad, and I couldn't take care of my children. So I, I lost my job, and then I sent my children to live with a relative because I didn't know where my mental health was going to take me, and I wanted to make sure that my children were safe because I didn't know what I was capable of. A few months after my daughter left, she was 9 at the time, I lost my apartment. I was so ill, I never went to collect unemployment. I never collected food stamps or anything. I went straight to the street, and I was in the street for 10 years. That was really difficult, but coming out of that, when I finally got tired of working really, really hard just to survive, I went into the shelter system, and I got into a really, really good mental health shelter and got on my medication and got stabilized. And while I was in the street, I had met people from the Coalition for the Homeless, and they also visited in one of the shelters I was in, and we got to talking about shelter conditions and all of these things, and they asked me if I wanted to be a volunteer. So I started volunteering as a shelter monitor, and also as a member of their client advisory group, and I was there from 2007 to last September 15th. I was a full-time employee for 7 years as a shelter specialist and the organizer and facilitator of the client advisory group. So being involved with the coalition led me to doing direct action with policy and politics, advocating for clients in front of city council and other different areas. So I did a lot of things, and I get a lot of joy out of it because I've learned a lot between my professional life and my lived experience with homelessness, and I feel like it's my duty to pass that information on and try to help people get out of their situation constructively with self-esteem, hard work, and determination. And quite a few of my clients have become advocates themselves, and we work in different groups together. And it's a really powerful thing because the homeless community is a community, and we share with each other, uplift each other. We're sounding boards for each other, and we build tight bonds quite often, you know. And we talk about aftercare services because getting your voucher and getting your apartment is not the end of the journey, and nobody tells people that, you know. So people like myself who've gone through these things kind of support those who are still going through it. It's very, very rewarding. How I got involved with Care for the Homeless was actually through a peer of mine and also my work at Coalition for the Homeless, because Care for the Homeless and Coalition for the Homeless partner sometimes on different actions and letter writing campaigns and things like that. So when I was asked if I would be willing to help with the lobbying for the Homeless Protection Act, I jumped at the opportunity because I respect what Care for the Homeless does, and also it's with Urban Pathways as well. And those are two organizations that I feel are doing really, really good work. We spent about 3 weeks lobbying, and it took me back to my roots. It was so much fun. The Homeless Protection Act is a bill that is in the Assembly and the Senate. It has to do with potentially making crimes against homeless people where they're targeted because they are homeless, making them a protected class and calling those crimes a hate crime. And it would serve to, in some ways, give homeless people a measure of self-respect because they would feel more like the system cares about them. We had a pretty good result. A couple of senators and assemblymen signed on to the bill, co-sponsored, etc. So it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun because I love doing direct action. What this work that I've been doing for so long has meant to me is that I learned from all of the things that I went through. And now by sharing my story and my knowledge with others, it gives a purpose to my suffering, to share the good things and the bad things with other people so that they can make better decisions. When you're talking to an audience of 100 people, if one person in that audience takes to heart something that you've said and it makes their life better, then you've done your job.